Today, we're flying on what many consider to be the best airline in the United States, Delta. But is it truly the best, or is it just completely overrated? We'll find out today on our flight from New York's JFK to Amsterdam's Schiphol Airport on what is supposedly Delta's finest, the Delta One suites on their A330-900neo. We'll also check out the brand new, first of its kind, the Delta One Lounge at JFK. It's the most highly anticipated airport lounge opening this year. Hopefully, it isn't a complete disappointment, but honestly, the entire experience was pretty shocking. But first, our journey starts off here at Delta's brand new Delta One Lounge in JFK. The new Delta One Lounge is only available to customers flying on Delta One, business class passengers on select eligible partner airlines, or Delta 360 members. At over 39,000 square feet, the new Delta One Lounge is actually kind of overwhelming at first. There are so many services available here, it's hard to know where to start. They even give you this handy guide so that you don't miss out on any of it. I make an immediate beeline for their spa to book a complimentary treatment. I decide on the Grown Alchemist Recovery Remedy, which is a 10-minute shoulder, scalp, and temple massage using Grown Alchemist skincare and body product. They don't allow for any filming during the treatments, but they did say that I could film the facilities. Trust me when I say that a quick 20-minute massage helps to relieve any travel anxiety you might have. As for the food, there is a full-scale table service restaurant serving 3-course meals, as well as a bakery and a market area that offers more quick-style service. Since I didn't have time to eat at the restaurant, I went for a couple slices of flatbread and 2 cookies. I did, however, make time for their showers, which are some of the nicest airport showers I've seen. They even have a valet steaming closet service. And what is a valet steaming closet service, you ask? Valet steaming closet service is when you open the closet door in the shower room, put the items you need to be steamed inside, and then close the door. They then steam your clothes while you shower and replace them in the closet without you having to open the door. Pretty ingenious. Oh, and in case anyone was wondering, all the alcohol here is complimentary with the exception of their top shelf liquor, which comes at an additional cost.
All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and say it. As of this moment, right now, the Delta One Lounge at JFK is by far the most beautiful lounge in the whole United States. Everything here is just top notch. The finishes are stunning. The food is incredible. The spa was amazing, but honestly, the best part is the people that work here. Everyone here is so sweet. They make you feel like you're talking to an old friend.
It's now time to get all checked in and board our flight today. The Delta One cabin on the A330-900neo is in a 1-to-1 configuration, where the window seats alternate between having a side table next to the window and next to the aisle. I'm seated in seat 7A today, which has the side table next to the window. Most people generally prefer to have their side table by the aisle since it offers more privacy and extra separation from the aisle, but since I'm left-handed, I prefer my side table on the left side. Oh, and also since the Delta One suites come with a closing door, I feel like privacy really isn't too much of an issue no matter where your side table is. Here's our IFE, it's 18.5 inches, and down below, this is what our legroom space looks like, all 79 inches of it. The seats are upholstered in leather and have a width of 22.5 inches, which is the largest of all the Delta One suites available across their fleet. Tucked away in the corner, we have the headphones, feature light, and a safety card, as well as a bottle of water. There's also a universal power port, headphone port, 2 USB-A ports, and of course, seating and light controls. Tucked away in the side table, there's a mirror as well as a remote for the IFE. The tray table also slides out from the side table and can be moved closer or further away from you so you can get out if you need to while eating. I'm also really pleasantly surprised at the amount of storage there is with 2 compartment spots at the sides for personal belongings. And finally up on top, we have lights as well as personal air vents.
All right, so initial first impressions. So Delta One Suites has been out for a while anymore. They're not exactly spring chickens anymore, but despite that, I think they've held up really well. There is, of course, some wear and tear, some scuff marks, some battle wounds. That's to be expected, of course, but I still think that they've held up quite nicely. They're very, very comfy, and so far I'm liking what I see.
Shortly before takeoff, the FA stops by with a hot towel as well as a welcome drink.
And place smaller items completely under the seat in front of you. Larger electronic devices must be placed in a bag. Handheld portable electronic devices, including mobile phones, should also.
After takeoff, the FA comes by to dress our tray tables with white tablecloths, and we're given a snack of worm nuts. I also order a gin and tonic. Now let's check out our menu for this flight. Here's what the drink menu looks like. There is a selection of 2 red wines, 2 white wines, and 1 rosé. There's also some sparkling and dessert, spirits, beer, and non-alcoholic beverages. As for the dinner menu, there are 3 options available: a short rib, chicken breast, and mozzarella ravioli. But if you pre-order on the Delta app at least 24 hours before the flight, there are 3 additional meal options to choose from. The starter arrives first, and it's actually 3 starters: a salad, a tuna tataki, and a celiac truffle soup. I wish YouTube had a smell feature because you could really smell the truffle in the soup, and it was so good. For the main, I got the cod and salmon fillet, but unfortunately, they were kind of dry, so I definitely don't recommend this. The sauteed spinach saved this dish though, because it was pretty tasty. As for dessert, there's a choice of blueberry lemon cheesecake, ice cream sundae, or a fruit and cheese plate. I decided to get the blueberry lemon cheesecake. The presentation is beautiful, and even though it tastes nothing like lemon or blueberry, it's still really tasty. Now let's check out the Amenity kit, which is by Mexican brand Someone Somewhere. The inside even has the name of the artisan who created my pouch, which was Evangelina. Inside there was a bamboo dental kit, earplugs, a Delta pen, and an eye mask. I think there's normally supposed to be Grown Alchemist products as well, but mine didn't have any. Now let's check out the washroom. The washroom is pretty standard in size and has everything that you would expect. I did like that there was a foot pedal to open the trash bin, and of course an automatic sink, so it minimizes any additional touch points. And even though there was no Grown Alchemist products in my Amenity kit, there was plenty of them in the washroom. Alright, it's time to head back to our seats now so we can put it in lie flat mode and check out the IFE. The blanket is by Cozy and is made of recycled plastic bottles, and while I like that it's sustainable, if I'm comparing them to the bedding that they give out on United Polaris, I'd have to say that United takes the win on this one with their Saks Fifth Avenue bedding, which feels more luxurious. United also gives out a mattress pad and 2 pillows, whereas Delta doesn't. For those of you who have flown on United Polaris before, let me know who you think has better bedding, Delta One or United Polaris. After a few hours of sleep, let's check out the IFE and headphones. The headphones are pretty comfy, but they don't do the greatest job when it comes to noise cancelling. As for the entertainment selection, the movie options were decent, but I was most impressed with the fact that the TV shows had multiple full seasons available. Succession is a great show, by the way. Highly recommend if you haven't seen it yet. As for the Wi-Fi, they do offer complimentary Wi-Fi for everyone, which is amazing. Although I wasn't actually able to get it to work for the duration of the flight, but I guess it's the thought that counts. And about 2 hours before landing, it's now time to eat again with the pre-departure meal. I get the avocado ricotta omelet that's all ricotta and not a single slice of avocado in sight. There's also a hash brown and a single wrinkled mushroom cap. On the side, there was a croissant with butter and a bowl of pineapple with a single lime wedge. All that was missing was the tahine. And as we're about to land, let's talk about how much all this cost. Normally, a one-way flight on Delta One suites from JFK to Amsterdam would have cost $6,000 on this particular route on the day that I went. I did manage to use 67,500 Air France KLM Flying Blue points plus $35.30 in taxes and fees to book this flight. Overall, this was actually a really great experience. Don't get me wrong, I am fully aware that Middle Eastern and Asian airlines are providing ultra premium experience that are over the top and beyond your wildest dreams. And while this wasn't exactly that or ultra premium, it was still really enjoyable. I absolutely loved the new Delta One lounge in JFK. The seats were comfy and the food generally pretty good. I'd give it an 8 out of 10. The strongest thing about my entire experience on the ground and on flight though was definitely the staff. Like I mentioned earlier, everyone was just really sweet, and they have a way of interacting with you that makes you feel like you're chatting with an old friend. While Delta might not be the best in the world, I can definitely see why they've earned such a fierce, loyal following in the United States. Anyways, that's it for today's flight. Thanks for joining me on board today on Delta One Suites, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy vlogs like this one.